Blood dripped from Lieutenant Jack Harmon's forehead as he crawled through twisted metal. The diplomatic vessel's emergency lights flickered, casting red shadows across bodies of his dead crewmates. A jagged piece of hull had torn open, sucking precious air into the vacuum of space. "Mayday," he coughed into his damaged comm unit. "This is Lieutenant Harmon of Earth Vessel Peacemaker. We were attacked without warning. 3 days ago, everything had been different." The message from the Galactic Council had seemed routine, a discussion about human colony expansion. Captain Rivera had been optimistic as their ship approached the massive council station. "They just want to flex their muscles a bit," Rivera had told Harmon during their final briefing. 17 species working together makes them feel important. "We smile, we negotiate, we go home." But Harmon had seen the looks the alien delegates gave them during the initial meeting. Cold eyes, twitching appendages, hushed translations. Something wasn't right. The council elder, a tall Vordax with gray skin, had stood before the human delegation with what passed for a smile on his lipless face. "Humans," the elder had announced, "your species presents a unique problem. You breed too quickly. You adapt too readily. You evolve too fast." The room had gone silent. "The council has decided that containment measures are necessary." Captain Rivera had risen to protest when the first explosion rocked the diplomatic quarters. Not an accident, an ambush. Now, Harmon pulled himself toward the emergency beacon. His ribs screamed with each movement. The ship's artificial gravity flickered, making his progress even harder. Behind him, the hull breach grew wider as metal tore like paper. With one final push, Harmon reached the beacon controls. His bloody fingers slipped on the activation panel. The small screen lit up. "Emergency signal active. At least Earth will know," he whispered as darkness took him. Harmon woke to bright lights and strange sounds. He kept his eyes nearly closed, taking in his surroundings. He lay strapped to a metal table. The room hummed with alien technology. 2 council scientists, 1 Vordax and 1 insect-like Krell, stood nearby, discussing him as if he were a specimen. The human survived. "Impressive," clicked the Krell. "Their physical resilience is concerning. Just another reason the council voted for preemptive measures," the Vordax replied. "Imagine these creatures in a century or 2. They would overrun us all. The cleansing fleet launches tomorrow. This one will make a good test subject before we begin the main campaign." Harmon's heart raced. Cleansing fleet? They were planning to attack Earth. The aliens left the room. Harmon tested his restraints, strong, but the left wrist cuff had a slight give. The higher gravity of the alien ship made every movement difficult, but fear gave him strength. He dislocated his thumb with a painful pop and slipped his hand free. Minutes later, he moved silently through the corridors of what appeared to be a council prison ship. He had fashioned a weapon from a broken medical instrument. 2 dead guards lay behind him. In a small hangar bay, Harmon found his chance. A scout ship, engines humming on standby. He slipped inside and locked the door. The controls were alien but decipherable. As he activated the launch sequence, Harmon noticed a datapad left by a careless officer. The screen showed battle plans. Hundreds of council warships positioned for a massive assault on all human territories. Alarms blared as the hangar doors opened. Harmon guided the small ship into space, setting course for Earth. Behind him, a massive council warship turned, weapons powering up. "Come on," Harmon whispered to the stolen ship as enemy fire began to light up the darkness around him. Blood dripped onto the control panel as he pushed the engines beyond their limits. Earth had to be warned, no matter the cost. The stolen scout ship shuddered as it entered Earth's atmosphere. Warning lights flashed across the alien control panel as Harmon fought to keep the damaged vessel from breaking apart. The Nevada desert rushed up to meet him. "Too fast," he muttered through gritted teeth. The ship hit the ground hard, skidding across sand, and rocked before slamming into a ridge. Metal tore. Glass shattered. Darkness took him again. Harmon woke to human voices and the sting of antiseptic. His eyes focused on a concrete ceiling and military-grade medical equipment. Midnight base. He was home. "He's awake," someone said. General Wade appeared above him, face grim. "Lieutenant Harmon, you've been unconscious for 16 hours. What happened to the Peacemaker? Where is Captain Rivera?" "Dead. All dead." Harmon tried to sit up. Pain shot through his body. "The Council. They're coming." "A cleansing fleet." Wade's expression didn't change. "That's a serious accusation, Lieutenant. The Council has been our ally for—" "They lied." Harmon's shout made the medical staff jump. "I saw their battle plans. Hundreds of ships. They think we're evolving too fast. They want us gone." The general studied him for a long moment. "Rest, Lieutenant. We'll talk when you're stronger." "We don't have time," Harmon whispered, but Wade was already walking away. 2 hours later, alarms blared throughout the base. Harmon pulled himself from the bed, ignoring the pain. He stumbled into the hallway as personnel rushed past. The command center doors stood open. Inside, officers stared at screens showing incoming signals. "Proxima Colony under attack," someone reported. "Alpha Centauri reports multiple Council warships entering their system." Wade noticed Harmon in the doorway. "You were right." "God help us, you were right." A woman with short gray hair and intense eyes approached. "General, we need to deploy the Sunflare now." "It's not ready." "Dr. Reeves, it's all we have." She pointed to a tactical display showing red dots approaching Earth. "Their ships outnumber ours 15 to 1. Harmon stepped forward. "I fought them. Their ships have a weakness in the lower engine housing. Their gravity generators make them slow to turn." Dr. Reeves studied him with new interest. "You're the one who escaped their prison ship?" "Alex Reeves," Wade explained. "Our lead weapons designer." "Not weapons," she corrected. "Propulsion. Project Sunflare isn't a weapon. It's how we move." The room shook as distant explosions lit up the sky. The Mars defense line had fallen. "They're coming faster than we predicted," an officer reported. Wade's face hardened. "Implement Protocol Omega. Now." The command center erupted in controlled chaos. Officers rushed to stations. Reeves grabbed Harmon's arm. "You've been inside their ships." "I need everything, you know." For the next hour, Harmon described Council technology, while Reeves took notes. Outside, the first battles for Earth began. Reports came in. Sydney hit. London under attack. The orbital defense platform destroyed. "We're losing," Harmon said quietly. Reeves looked up from her tablet. "Not yet. Protocol Omega isn't surrender. It's our last-ditch plan." Wade rejoined them, his uniform dusty from a nearby impact. "Reeves, your Sunflare ships are our only chance. We need to hit their command vessels." "The ships are ready," she said. "But we need someone who knows Council vessel layouts." All eyes turned to Harmon. "It's a one-way mission," Wade said. "Their flagship is surrounded by their entire fleet." Harmon thought of his dead crewmates, of Earth burning, of billions of lives. "When do we leave?" he asked. Wade nodded grimly. "You have 1 hour. After that, there might not be an Earth to save." 5 black ships slipped through the chaos of battle, invisible to Council sensors. Inside the lid vessel, Harmon checked his weapons one last time. Beside him, 4 soldiers did the same. None of them spoke. They all knew the mission. Get in, plant the bombs, get out if possible. Approaching Council flagship, the pilot said. Sunflare drive performing beyond expectations. "They can't see us." Through the view screen, Harmon watched the massive Council command ship grow larger. It dwarfed everything around it, a city in space surrounded by a fleet of destroyers. "There," Harmon pointed to a maintenance hatch near the engine section. "We can dock there." The small ship touched down silently on the hull of the enemy vessel. Magnetic clamps engaged. 30 minutes until the fleet reaches Earth's main defense line. the pilot reminded them. After that, ... double quotes, Harmon nodded. We'll be quick. They moved through the council ship like ghosts. Dr. Reeves' stealth tech kept them invisible to sensors, while Harmon's knowledge of council ship layouts guided them past patrol routes. They split into 3 teams, each carrying quantum-linked bombs designed to create a chain reaction. Harmon and Corporal Jenkins reached the main power core. As Jenkins set the charges, Harmon noticed something on a nearby screen. He stepped closer. "What is it?" Jenkins whispered. "Records. Historical data." Harmon's face went pale as he read. This isn't the first time they've done this. The Centauri, the Novan Republic, the Trell Collective, all wiped out by the Council for evolving too quickly. How many? Dozens of species. Entire civilizations erased. Harmon downloaded the data to his wrist unit. They call it evolutionary management. Jenkins finished with a bomb. "Let's go." Team 2 reports their charges are set. They moved toward the rendezvous point, but a sudden alarm blared through the corridors. Council security forces appeared ahead, forcing them down a different path. "They've detected something," Harmon said into his comm. "All teams, plant your charges and head for extraction." "Team 3 is pinned down," came their response. "We can't reach the extraction point." Harmon made a quick decision. "Jenkins, get back to the ship. I'll help Team 3. "But sir, that's in order. Earth needs to know what's on this data drive." Jenkins reluctantly left as Harmon fought his way toward Team 3's position. He found them under heavy fire in a large chamber. 2 were already down. He dragged them behind cover as energy blasts scorched the wall behind him. "The bomb?" he asked the surviving soldier. "Set, but we're trapped." Harmon checked his timer. 10 minutes until detonation. "We need to move now." They made a desperate run for a side corridor, but Council forces cut them off. The last soldier fell, hit by multiple blasts. Harmon found himself alone, surrounded. The firing stopped. Council troops parted as a tall figure entered the chamber. The supreme commander of the Council forces stood before Harmon, his gray skin and black eyes showing no emotion. "The human who escaped," the commander said. "Impressive, but futile." Harmon checked his timer. 5 minutes. He just needed to stall. "Why?" Harmon asked. "Why kill us?" "We offered peace. Peace is temporary. Evolution is not. Your kind would eventually replace us all." The commander stepped closer. "It is the natural order. The strong survive by eliminating future threats." Harmon lunged suddenly, catching the commander off guard. They crashed to the floor, locked in combat. The alien was stronger than he looked, but Harmon fought with the desperation of his entire species. 3 minutes. Alarms blared as the first bombs detonated early. The ship shuddered. Harmon broke free and ran for the nearest exit, but a blast caught him in the leg. He fell as Council troops surrounded him. 2 minutes. Through the viewport, Harmon watched as explosions rippled through the Council fleet. 1/3 of their ships erupted in synchronized destruction. The plan had worked. The commander grabbed Harmon by the throat. "What have you done?" 1 minute. "Shown you we're not easy prey." Harmon gasped as darkness closed in. Pain woke Harmon. His body felt like one massive bruise as he opened his eyes to a cell with glowing energy walls. The Council flagship still functioned, despite the explosions. He had failed. "The human awakens," a voice said in perfect English. A Council interrogator entered, flanked by guards. His 6-fingered hands held a device Harmon recognized from Council records, a neural extractor. "Your attack was impressive," the interrogator said. 1/3 of our fleet destroyed, but futile nonetheless." Harmon said nothing. "Where will your people strike next? What other weapons do you have?" Harmon smiled through bloody lips. "We're just getting started." The neural extractor touched his temple. Pain like nothing he'd ever felt ripped through his mind. Harmon screamed until his voice gave out. Hours passed in a blur of agony and questions. Harmon fed them lies between screams, false fleet positions, made-up weapon systems, imaginary defense plans. Anything to waste their time. In his brief moments of clarity, he heard alarms. Something was happening beyond his cell. The interrogator returned, agitated. "Your species is insane. Attacking our homeworlds? How did your ships move so fast?" Harmon realized what was happening. Earth had launched its counterattack with the Sunflower ships. Dr. Reeves' technology had worked. A new alarm sounded. The interrogator left abruptly. Minutes later, shouting echoed down the corridor. The energy wall of Harmon's cell flickered and died. A small, four-armed alien appeared at the doorway. Not a council species Harmon recognized. "Quickly," the creature said. "The guards will return soon." "Who are you?" Harmon asked as the alien helped him stand. "Crix, my people were next on the council's list after yours. Some of us disagree with extinction as policy." Crix led him through back corridors of the flagship. They passed view screens showing chaos. Council ships, scrambling to defend their homeworlds, his human vessels appeared and disappeared faster than their weapons could track. "Operation Thunderclap," Harmon whispered. "It worked. The council is fracturing," Crix explained. "The Vordax and Krell want to continue the war. The Jaxari and others are calling for peace talks." They reached a small hangar where a shuttle waited. "This will take you to the human fleet. I've transmitted safe passage codes. Come with me," Harmon offered. Crix shook his head. "I must help others who oppose the council from within. Go. Your people need you." The shuttle launched into space. Through the viewport, Harmon saw the battle raging across the system. Human ships using Sunflower drives appeared, fired, and vanished before council weapons could lock on. His COMM unit crackled. "Unidentified shuttle. Identify yourself." "Lieutenant Jack Harmon, Earth Defense Force. I have critical intelligence about council operations." The shuttle docked with a human destroyer. Dr. Reeves herself waited in the hangar, her face lighting up when she saw him. "You're alive. We thought we'd lost you when the flagship survived. The council is splitting apart," Harmon told her as medics treated his wounds. "Some want peace." Reeves' expression darkened. "It may be too late for that. I've discovered their ships share a neural network. We can shut them all down at once, but I need access to their central system." A general approached, his face grim. "Lieutenant, Dr. Reeves, you need to see this." On the command deck, a view screen showed a distant human colony. New Terra, population 3 billion. A council dreadnought moved into position above the planet. "They've deployed planet killers to our colonies," the general said, "threatening to use them unless we surrender immediately." On screen, a beam of energy shot from the dreadnought to the planet's surface. The effect was immediate and horrifying. The planet's crust began to break apart. "My God," Harmon whispered as New Terra died before his eyes. 3 billion lives snuffed out in seconds. Reeves gripped his arm. "We need to end this, now." The remains of Earth's fleet gathered near Jupiter, hidden in the gas giant's radiation shadow. On the command ship, Harmon stood before the assembled military leadership. His body still ached from torture, but there was no time for full recovery. "One shot," General Wade said, pointing to the holographic display of the Council homeworld. "Their central network hub is here, beneath the Elder Chamber. If we can access it," Reeves added, "my virus will paralyze every Council ship simultaneously." "And if we fail?" someone asked. Wade's face hardened. "Then humanity ends today." The plan was simple but desperate. While the main fleet launched a massive attack as diversion, Harmon would lead a small team to the Council homeworld. Using Crix's security codes and Reeves' stealth technology, they would infiltrate the central hub. "I'm going with you," Reeves insisted when Harmon prepared to board the stealth ship. "It's too dangerous," he argued. "The virus needs manual calibration once we're inside their system." "I'm the only one who can do it," Harmon couldn't argue with that logic. The battle began with a fury that lit up space like a new sun. Human ships appeared and vanished, striking from impossible angles, as Council vessels fired desperately at targets already gone. Under this cover, Harmon's small ship slipped through to the ancient Council homeworld. They landed in a maintenance district, the ship's stealth field hiding them from sensors. 6 minutes to reach the hub. Harmon told his team of 4 soldiers plus Reeves. Then 3 minutes for the virus upload. They moved through golden corridors of the Council capital, Crix's codes getting them past security checkpoints. Twice they had to fight, silenced weapons dropping guards before alarms could sound. The central hub was a massive chamber filled with crystalline computers. Reeves immediately went to work, connecting her device to the alien technology. 2 minutes, she whispered. Harmon positioned his team at the entrances. Watch 4. The main door slid open. Council elders entered, surrounded by guards. The oldest, a Vordax with skin like ancient parchment, stepped forward. "We knew you would come," the elder said. "Your kind are so predictable in your desperation." Guards raised weapons. Harmon's team did the same. "Why?" Harmon demanded. "Why start this war?" "Prophecy," the elder replied. "Our seers have shown us the future. In 200 years, humans would spread across the galaxy. In 500, all other species would be memories. That's not who we are," Harmon said. "It is who you would become. Evolution demands it." Behind them, Reeves worked frantically at the console. 30 seconds. "You're wrong," Harmon said. "We don't want to replace you. We want to join you." Pretty words from a dying species. "Now," Reeves shouted. The lights flickered. The elder's eyes widened as reports flooded in. Throughout the galaxy, Council ships went dark. Weapon systems failed, engines died. "What have you done?" the elder whispered. "Ended the war," Harmon said, lowering his weapon. "Your ships are disabled. Your planet killers are offline. We could destroy you all right now." The elder waited for death. "But we won't," Harmon continued. "Because that's the difference between us. You kill out of fear of what might happen. We choose a different path." 1 year later, Harmon stood in the newly constructed Galactic Assembly on neutral ground. Representatives from Earth sat alongside Council species and independent worlds. The war had changed everything. The Vordax elder approached him after the session. "You could have eliminated us all. Your ships controlled space. Our worlds were defenseless." "That's not victory," Harmon replied. "That's just more death. The prophecy still stands. Humans may yet outgrow us all." Harmon looked across the chamber where humans and aliens worked together on shared problems. "Maybe, or maybe we all grow together." The elder considered this. The Council expected a long war, and humanity finished it fast, Harmon said. Not with destruction, but with choice. As the elder walked away, Harmon touched the scar on his temple. The war had cost billions of lives and nearly ended humanity. But in choosing peace when conquest was possible, perhaps they had proven the prophecy wrong. Some victories weren't measured in enemies destroyed, but in futures created.